Welcome to episode 276 of the official Gamestitch podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Morning.
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 It is a Sunday morning here.
It is. It's Sunday morning in most places.
Yeah, most places, unless you're an international listener.
Yes.
Crazy thing is, it'll never be Sunday morning, the Sunday morning we recorded when you listen.
That's always true.
Yeah.
There's no falsification there at all.
Unless time travel is a thing and we don't know about it.
I would love to time travel.
What are your thoughts on time travel, knowing the consequences?
Go big or go home. Fuck it. I mean,
so you're fine with it?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
For the most part, I feel like I would end up okay. Other people might experience the butterfly effect, but I'm pretty selfish, so I'm not as concerned with that.
It's like driving. Like,
yeah.
You're not worried about you.
Right.
You're worried about everybody else.
The
The thing is, they could do something to change your course.
I suppose they could, but that's part of the excitement of it. It's like an adventure.
I don't know. I think in the wrong hands, I feel like it can't be allowed.
Well, I don't know who's to determine the wrong hands now.
That's why it can't be allowed. Because no one can determine that. So therefore, you just can't have it.
Sure.
If you somehow went out in your garage and you pieced together a time machine, would you tell anyone?
It's tough. You kind of can't. I mean,
right.
I mean, you want to tell the world.
Boy, do you want to tell everybody.
But you kind of can't because
it's over as soon as you tell anybody.
Yeah, not just that, but eventually mulleted Jean-Claude Van Damme shows up at your house and wants to take you in for fucking with the timeline. And it's not even really what happened. Fuck you, Jean-Claude. Go back to your stupid time cop headquarters and leave me the fuck
HQ.
alone.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you take care of some of the real criminals? Not stupid me who just invented time. The whole reason you have a job, bitch. Go away.
You sound like somebody that gets pulled over for not using a turn signal. There's people out there murdering people, and you got me pulled over for a turn signal. I'll pay your salary.
Well, when it's time cop, it's different.
It sounds like the same thing, though.
It's different, though. There's more at stake than
there is more at stake.
I mean, the simplest fuck up in time travel can have catastrophic consequences.
I think that's why you just can't allow it.
But me forgetting to turn my blinker on, probably not so much.
It could have. I mean, it could have a pretty serious outcome.
Not like fucking up time travel.
That's true. Not like changing the course of history.
Exactly. It's completely different.
Here's what I would do if I could time travel. And I'm going real basic here. Like, I don't need to go back and spend time with Abe Lincoln as much as I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go back and buy, like, lottery tickets. Bet on things.
Right, you're going to fuck shit, right? So that's going to fuck off the timeline. Yeah, here's my thing.
Just set myself up for the future.
My thing is I've, believe it or not, I've thought about this before.
That doesn't shock me in any way.
My problem the problem with me in time travel is I wouldn't go back and change anything significant in my life. It would all be the stupid little petty shit that I did or didn't do. Like,
but that changes things.
I know. It's like, ooh, that girl didn't like me, but now I know that she liked me, so I'm going to tell her that I like her. When I was 12.
But everything changes everything.
I understand, but those are the things I would use time travel for. It would become completely insignificant in the grand scheme of things. That doesn't mean it wouldn't become significant because of the change I made. But my personal idea on what I would use, like, I don't want to stop wars. I don't want to,
Yeah, me either. I'd stay away from all that.
Yeah, I want to, I want to go to school that day because I missed when the guy did the backflip on the table in the middle of the cafeteria.
See, what I want to do is invest in Google and Amazon and
I would want to do
SpaceX.
I would want to do some of that stuff too, but
Uber, Twitter. Like, I just want to do all right in my life. I want to build up a portfolio, Like, worst case scenario, we get to the future, I'm just like a venture capitalist or something.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't screwed everything totally up. I just have more money. It seems okay. What happens, though, it always happens this way. You go back, you give yourself all this money, and then you go back to the future or to current, and you're lonely.
There's some kind of problem.
You're always lonely, and you're like, I would trade it all back to get...
The thing is there's a gazillion different things that you haven't thought of that could be consequences of you doing that and earning all that money. That means that this guy didn't get those shares. And this guy might have been... Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry about your luck, bro.
Yeah, but he might have been someone who did something great or went on to do something great. And then because of that, this person... There's a whole chain of consequences for why time travel should not be allowed. Because even the smallest butterfly effect, you've heard about it. Movie sucks.
You played Until Dawn, right? That movie's okay.
No, it's not a good movie at all.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher. That movie's all right.
It's not a good movie at all.
I saw it in the theater. It's not bad.
You're an idiot.
It's not bad. I saw that movie solo.
By
That's
yourself.
how bad I wanted to see it. Yep.
Big Ashton fan, are you?
Yeah, big Kutcher fan. Love The Ranch. His best work ever.
You like that Jobs movie?
Oh, I've probably never seen that. What's the Best Friends or Friends with Benefits or...
One of them.
Just Married.
Just Married is one. There's Friends with Benefits or No Strings
Attached. Yeah, those are the same two movies, yeah.
Same two movies, different actors.
Yeah.
Because it was Mila Kunis and JT. And then the other one was Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher.
They're the exact same movie with two different people.
Right.
Which I can kind of appreciate.
That's how it always works, though.
Is one of those the one where he's becomes like a woodworker, like he's making like cabinets at his dad's business or something? That's an Ashton movie, and it's a rom-com. Ashton
Kutcher?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I don't know that one. I'm not up on my Ashton Kutcher of Wa.
Yeah.
So. Oeuvre.
He's good in the rom-coms. Because he's kind of goofy and lovable, and the ladies like him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a huge Kutcher fan. He never comes off...
He's no Paul Rudd.
Here's the thing about Ashton Kutcher, okay? I feel like Ashton Kutcher walks in for an audition and you're like, holy shit, this guy nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put in a movie and you're like, oh, he was just being Ashton Kutcher. He wasn't acting.
Yeah, but I've heard you always hear stuff, so you never really know, but I've heard he's actually like a super good dude, too.
I've heard he's a super good dude, too.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him a good actor.
No, he's not a good actor. I would never accuse him of being a good actor. I think he's fun. I think he's fun in things, though.
Yeah, I think he just... Yeah,
he's done better with his career than some, too. You look at somebody like Josh Hartnett, who had that same kind of, like, filled that same role and totally fucked up with it.
Josh Hartnett I liked. Hartnett. The Faculty is a great movie.
He messed up, though. I don't know what he did.
Well, because he tried to do... See, Ashton Kutcher stayed safe. Josh Hartnett, he went with like that lucky number 11. And,
I forgot about that.
He did. He did Penny Dreadful, which is staging his comeback. He's really good, and he's really good in all that stuff. But he's trying to expand outside. He's experimenting. He's trying new things. He's trying to expand his craft. And Ashton Kutcher is just making money doing what he knows what to do. Neither of those are necessarily bad. It just depends on the person.
I think you're right. I think Penny Dreadful's one of the best things that's happened to Josh Hartnett again.
Mm-hmm. It's a great show.
Because he's got a chance again, I feel like. But he started making all those shitty movies. He had that cop one with Harrison Ford.
That was a long time ago. Well, yeah, but but the Harrison Ford did that too. Come on.
Yeah, but he's Harrison Ford.
Right, and Josh Hartnett got to work with Harrison Ford.
Oh, I don't blame him for doing it, but those are the movies that he...
in the right kind of world, that is automatically going to lift up Josh Hartnett,
But he was shitting out those kind of movies.
Yeah, it's true.
When he did 40 Days and 40 Nights, that's when he was like at his pinnacle.
Oh, that one wasn't good.
But that was like at his height.
He's not a rom-com guy, because he's very brooding. He's
Yeah, and he starts shitting out those kind of movies, and people are like,
I agree. You can't be doing those.
He's no Paul Rudd. No one is Paul Rudd in a rom-com. He's real good in them.
I think my phone's going to die. That ain't good.
I mean, you don't really need it.
Just going to have to follow your lead.
Yeah, we'll just freestyle.
Ooh.
Show notes are for shows that are prepared anyway.
Well, we usually prepare a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Some.
Speaking of preparation.
This is going to be a good segue or a horrible segue?
It's going to be a good one.
Okay.
So last night, I was going to play a little God of War, and I decided I wanted to mess with Labo instead. So I got the table all cleared off. Everything ready. Like I'm about to build a Lego set. Like everything's cleared. There's nothing around. Wipe the table down really good. Dry it off really good. Like, 'cause it's cardboard. You know, you can't take any chances with moisture.
Mm-hmm.
I laid everything out, got everything lined up, and just went deep into the zone. Just into the Labo zone.
Which is a real place, apparently.
Which, yeah, is a spin-off probably coming from 3DS. Labo zone, where you build on the 3DS instead of in real life. And so last night I built the fishing pole, which is the first like a real set in this that I've built in the variety kit. And it was fantastic. It took me 1 hour and 40 minutes. The instructions are so I've only got really one knock on Labo so far, and it's that the instructions are very slow in the way that they're laid out. But it's slow on purpose because you can rotate, move, zoom in, zoom out. You can manipulate it however you want in that space.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, you have to kind of hold down the arrow to go to the next step. There is a fast forward feature, but I don't like that either.
Okay.
So you do a step, and then you reach out, you touch the switch, and you hold the button until it clicks over to the next step.
It's actually probably better that way.
It is. The thing is, though, so when you're actually folding and building, think about it like as a video that automatically pauses as soon as you let off. So you reach out, you touch it, you watch the step, and you let off, and it stops.
Okay.
You fold it, you touch it. That's all fine. It's when you complete that portion and you have to go to the next. You hold it down for, it's probably 5 seconds, but that feels like a long time to have to hold a button. You're like, is this even doing anything right now? They break it out into steps so you can take breaks, and you know they're long builds. They don't expect you to sit down and crank it out all in one sitting. It's like, hey, you just completed step 1. What if you like
took a break,
went outside? Yeah. What if you had some water, hydrated? Talk to other humans.
Maybe have some lunch.
Yeah, so you're like, no, I'll take the next step now, please.
Don't forget to take your pills, whatever.
Yeah. Take your blood pressure medicine. But I really, really enjoy the building. So I did the fishing pole, which, as you're doing each step, you're like, I don't know about this thing. Like, this doesn't feel like it's going to work right. And then when you start, it does this cool thing where instead of like having you build all the pieces, then put it together, like you build a piece and you set it there, then you build the next piece and then you put them together right away. So like you're seeing the thing like come together as you're building instead of like the very end. And I think that helps a little bit because it keeps you motivated. You build the pole first, then you build the reel, and I'm like, this reel doesn't feel like it's going to work. There are no internal components other than cardboard for the reel. You're like, I don't think this is going to be a smooth, like, reeling motion. But you get it all built and you do it and you're like, well, damn. Like, for cardboard on cardboard, this feels pretty good. And then you build what's called the ocean, which is the base. It's where you put your switch. And it has the magic in it. So you build this cardboard spool, your string wraps around that, and then that is suspended by 2 rubber bands inside there. And the cool thing that does is when you lift up or down on the rod itself, it gives you feedback. Because that rubber band is winding inside there, it automatically wants to pull itself back down.
Okay.
So when you pull up on it, you actually feel like tension on it, which is pretty cool. And because of how the reel is, you can do it indefinitely. You can reel forever because it's not tied to the string. The string is only for lifting up and down.
Okay.
So it gives you the illusion of actually reeling in and out, but you're not. It's just the movement of the controller that actually influences the reel. The string is just for up and down motions or left and right, but it's very clever. It's very, very smart. Everything you catch in the game goes to your aquarium, so you can go see all the fish that you've caught. and the different sized ones and stuff. And it's very much a mini game. But Labo is already doing what I hoped it would do, and the internet has gone insane with it.
Yeah.
Like, people are laser cutting out of wood. People are taking those components and building something totally different. I think people make guitars and all kinds of crazy stuff using the piano components and just insane stuff. People are building full mini games inside the studio. And this is what I hoped would happen. It's a maker kit, not necessarily a stack of cardboard. And the cardboard itself is very well made. Like, I feel like I could drop anything that I've built and it would be totally fine. I feel like you could put it in a drawer and pull it out later and it would be fine. Like, it's very, very smart in how you build it and very structurally sound when you finish. So.
Well, that's good. Did you play anything else?
Still pushing through God of War, slowly. I'm not jonesing to play that game, even though I really enjoy it. So I'm just getting an hour here, hour there, 30 minutes here. The good news is I'm not bored with it. I don't want to quit playing it. I'm still having fun when I do play it. I'm just not in a hurry to finish it. Like, I don't feel like I need to rush out and complete it tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm still bouncing between, that and Rocket League. And I'm really jonesing to do some VR, so I may VR today. I got plenty to play in that, so I may jump in there and do a little VR. If I don't end up building, something else in Labo. So.
Building something else in Labo?
Yeah, I'm trying to pace that out too. I don't want to get done and be like, all right, well, there we go.
All done.
I'm not gonna go buy the robot kit. Got
nothing else.
I feel like I'm too much of an adult to fit in that robot thing, even though I've seen adults use it. So, same thing for the robot. The headset that you put on is just a piece of cardboard that holds the controller on your head.
Right.
Because that's not necessary. I mean, it could be anything. Now people are using foam to build awesome helmets and stuff that have a controller holder in the side, and people are going crazy with it. And I can't wait to see what all comes out of. Once you show people how the sausage is made, they make better sausage.
That's true.
So I'm really excited about that. It's a great time right now. Like, I have too many things to play that are all really good, and that doesn't happen all the time.
That's a good place to be.
It is. And then you have Detroit right around the corner.
Oh my God.
Which I've elected to not do the demo.
I have not either. I'm debating it, but I have God of War right now. I don't really need to. Mm-hmm. Speaking of God of War, that's pretty much everything I'm playing.
Yeah. You're deep in you're the opposite of how I am. Like, you do feel the urge.
Well, I don't feel the urge to rush through it.
But you feel the urge to play it.
But I feel the urge to play it.
Yeah.
I'm playing it probably minimum a couple hours every day. It's just everything about it is so good. Everything about it is interesting. There's nothing nothing feels like filler, which you can find in some games sometimes. It's been in past God of War games. Not this one. None of it's filler. There's an arc that you can see. There's some really, really cool surprises that I won't spoil. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I did played some Rocket League. Mm-hmm. And I played something else because I got invited to the beta of the new Defiance game. So.
Oh yeah, I did too. Did you play that?
I did.
Does it suck?
It's not great.
I got the beta too. I'm going to jump in and play the beta just on the off chance that they decide to give me something later.
That's what I did.
For having played the beta.
It seems like it's just a remaster of the original.
Great.
Is what I'm feeling right now.
You played the original though.
I did play the original, and I like the original, but it's not new. I wanted something new.
Yeah.
So I only played it for I created my character with a couple cutscenes. I only played it for probably 20, 30 minutes. And I was like, I won't play God of War.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I won't get more than that out of it either.
But on the off chance I get something.
Right, that's what my thing. The weird off chance that I get something and for some odd reason we decide we need to play that game later on.
I want to have that thing.
Yeah, I need that thing. Not to keep circling back, but on God of War, and I'm really early, especially compared to where you're at. Mm-hmm. The side characters, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's not a main character.
Because they're all good?
they're amazing.
Yeah.
Like some of those, and I'm sure that you've met and developed way more than I have, but
yeah,
some of the ones you meet early on, you're like, these characters are incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who's only probably 3 to 4 hours
Are you talking about the craftsman particularly?
Him and the lady you meet in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Really like her. You could tell even 4 hours in, this game is not about Kratos. And I assume that kind of holds true.
Kratos is one part of a larger story here.
But those side characters, shout out to the writing on this game, and the voice acting and everything that makes the animation. It's all of it that brings them to life. But they're really good.
Yeah, they're all good.
So
there's all the characters are very good. They all there's nothing. A lot of times in games you get side quests and they're just, you don't really get any good rewards for them. I haven't really found that to be the case, but it's not the rewards for the side quests that are awesome. A lot of times it's what you run into while you're performing that side quest.
Right.
That's where it encourages discovery. It encourages exploration. And even though it's relatively linear, there is a hub world that allows you to access other places, and which can it mixes things up a little bit. But yeah, I can't speak highly enough about it. It pretty much fills up most of my spare time.
It's good. Deserves the ratings it's getting.
Oh, no doubt.
I would agree.
No doubt. It's one of my favorite games I've played in a while.
If this is your first time joining us, welcome. This is the official Gamestitch podcast. Each and every week, Dan and I get together and we talk about all the nerdy news, gaming, culture, pretty much just anything we want to talk about because it's our show.
Right. That's right. That's how owners
no rules.
Work. We can do what we want.
If you love the show, just like we do, you can head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch and you can support us over there. We've got neat rewards, neat goals, things like that. If you don't have any money to toss us, that's cool too, because you can also just tell your friends, family, and strangers on the street about this show.
Your grandma will love us.
What you do is you call an Uber. When he gets there, you say, I don't actually need a ride, but check out this podcast.
That's right. And then pay him.
Yeah, you always pay them. Yeah, they took their time to come out there.
Right.
But yeah, support us any way you can. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. We support any and all kinds of support.
We're not
picky about our support. We are pro support.
Or perhaps the better term is beggars can't be choosers.
That's actually the real term. Maybe that's what Patreon should change their tagline to.
Beggars can't be
Patreon,
choosers.
beggars can't be choosers. But in all seriousness, just letting someone know about the show means the world to us, and we truly appreciate everyone who spreads the word. Spreads the gospel, some people say.
I don't know if I go
spreading
that
the
far.
Gospel about this podcast.
No, maybe you made some people mad.
That's fine. Get mad and go tell somebody how great it is.
All those people in Arkansas are mad.
Ooh, Arkansas. Deep cut for Arkansas right there.
Yeah. Because they don't listen to Gamestitch. Oh, yeah. Ooh, deep cut.
They're probably pretty hurt right now.
Hey, they're missing out.
Yeah,
they're lost.
Shout out to Arkansas for being a state no one cares about.
I have family who lives in
But do you
Arkansas.
care about the state of Arkansas?
No.
Right. You care about your family, but you care about the people who are in Arkansas, but do you care about Arkansas? No.
I want Arkansas to succeed, and I think about it in so much as the fact that my family needs it to sustain themselves.
Right, yeah. But it's one of those states, like if someone gave you a list of all 50 states and said, hey, we have to lose 12 of these.
That's one of them that could probably go.
Arkansas probably on the short list, right?
I think it's one.
There's a few that you're like, sorry, Idaho. It's not personal.
Yeah.
You're just...
It's been Kansas.
Yeah. Any of the flyover states.
Yeah.
You like that? Is that too harsh?
There's another deep cut. Boy.
Hey, Middle America, fuck you. Just kidding. We love Middle America.
I love everywhere.
Yeah, me too. Mostly, I mean, like, United States mostly, but yeah, I love everywhere.
I particularly love the United States.
Yeah. That's my jam.
That's my...
America, that's my jam.
America.
Let's jump into it. We got a lot of lists this week.
Yeah, super exciting lists. Everybody loves a good list.
I do love a list. And
I know you do, but you're a weirdo.
Yeah, but I pulled the news, so list away.
Right, so...
It's list heavy.
Lists it is.
Yeah, it's list heavy this week. Starting with all the games that are coming out in May. You know, we've been doing this for a while now, but I think it's cool to update everybody on what's coming out. So you
catch some stuff that you knew, some stuff you might not have known.
You can decide how much overtime you should work, how much you need to steal out of petty cash, all that stuff, based on what's coming out.
What days to take vacation, all that stuff.
So,
don't steal. Don't steal. Disclaimer. That's a joke.
It's a joke about stealing. We're not endorsing theft. But if you do, patreon.com/Gamestitch. The first game, May 1st, Killing Floor Incursion for PSVR. No, I can only hope it's as good as all the other Killing Floor stuff, though. I don't care. If it's free, I'll play it. Something tells me it's not free.
Not gonna be free. It's not free.
On May 3rd for PC, we have Total War Saga, Thrones of Britannia. People love Total War games.
I know.
May 4th, one that we know nothing about, which sounds like it's probably better than it actually is, City of Brass.
Yeah, it sounds like it's probably something pretty neat and different and amazing, and it's probably
PS4,
not.
Xbox One, and PC. It sounds like a cop game.
City
to me,
of Brass?
yeah, sounds like a cop game.
Nah, I don't know. To me, it sounds like a city made out of instruments.
Oh wow, we went two way different paths with that. We're like not even in the same universe.
No.
Yeah, mine's like a cop game.
I'm thinking the brass section in the orchestra. Which I would play. I would play it then, by the way.
Okay, we're both really wrong.
Awesome.
I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to click on this because I know it has an autoplay video, but there's some sort of like monster ogre thing wearing purple pants.
Like the Hulk.
So the way I described it, yes. The way it looks, no. City of Brass, May 4th. For the Switch on May 4th, we have Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, which is the remake from the Wii U. It's a fantastic game if you didn't play it. Well worth the money if you didn't play it elsewhere. On May 8th, for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, we have Conan Exiles. We also have Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire for PC. On May 11th, we have One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. That name can go to hell. May 11th. Well, that's for Switch also. May 11th, we also have Warhammer 40,000 Inquisition. PS4, Xbox One.
More Warhammer. People love their Warhammer.
In a weird way, yeah. People are like all about their Warhammer. Like spend a lot of time in Warhammer.
Yeah.
Miniatures, games, books. Like all in. May 15th, we have Battle Chasers Night War for Switch. We also have Dragon's Crown Pro for PS4. And Little Witch Academia Chamber of Time. PS4, PC. Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey for the 3DS. It's a lot of junk coming out on the 15th. No offense if you worked hard.
It seems this is very this is going to come out wrong than the way I mean it, but very Japanese heavy.
Dragon's Crown Pro.
A lot of Japanese games.
On the 18th, we're getting Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for the Switch. Again, Wii U remake. Little Nightmares Complete Edition for the Switch on May 18th. Little Nightmares is a lot of fun. Be good on the Switch, too. May 18th, you're getting State of Decay Ultimate Edition. So it's not the Standard Edition. That's if you pre-ordered the Ultimate. You get it a couple days early. 22nd of May, we're getting Mega Man Legacy Collection for the Switch and Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 for the Switch. Runner 3 for the Switch and PC. And then that's also the day that we're seeing The standard edition of State of Decay for Xbox One and PC, as well as Tennis World Tour on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I want to pause here and talk about State of Decay. That is a Games Pass game, which we're going to cover shortly. But that is a zombie survival sim. The first one was a lot of fun, and it's a game that I would encourage everyone to check out. Especially if you have Games Pass, because it won't cost you anything.
It'll be free.
Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers. 3DS, May 24th.
Maybe the coolest title this month.
The one huge release this month, in my opinion, Detroit Become Human on May 25th for PS4.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game.
The 29th of May, we've got some other stuff going on. Everspace for PS4. Legend of Kai Anniversary. Sega Mega Drive Classics. PS4, Xbox One, and Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection for everything it could be on. On May 29th also. So, kind of a weird month. A lot of releases, but nothing
really spectacular or good or even really known.
Detroit excited, but there's a lot of those where I'm like, sure.
It's almost like kind of a shovel month.
Yeah. State of Decay, too. So I want to say Detroit and State of Decay are the two games I would pick up this month. So probably not having to do a lot of OT.
Yeah, not me either. Matter of fact, I can take a few days off. I like it.
If you're broke, though, and don't have money, and you can't get OT, we're going to tell you about the free games for May.
PS4's got a lineup, like always. PS4 is giving us Beyond Two Souls.
Convenient.
King Oddball, and Rayman Legends. Yeah, I was going to roll back to that. PS3 is giving us Eat Them, King Oddball as well, and Risen 3, Titan Lords. And for the Vita, King Oddball is obviously the crossplay because it's available on all three, and you're also getting Furmins. I think the big one on this list is probably Beyond Two Souls. For the obvious reason, it's a Quantic Dream game. That's the last one they made, and their newest one is coming out this month. There's a trail you can follow.
It's cool, too, if you pre-order the digital deluxe edition of Detroit, you also get Heavy Rain for PS4.
Yes.
So there is an opportunity, if you pre-order that, to play all three Quantic Dream games
in 1 month. True. There's
no,
4.
all three in 1 month, though, that are on PS4.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
You could easily roll through Heavy Rain right on into Beyond and then right into Detroit and follow their progression.
And I'm excited for this because I think you played Beyond. I did not play Beyond, but I wanted to play Beyond.
I did not like Beyond at all.
So I am excited to give it a chance. Well, it's a little more genre than what you like.
I checked out really quickly in that one.
It's not really your... I mean, obviously Quantic Dream style game is your game, but that kind of story isn't for you. It's got the supernatural telekinesis. There was no
charm to it. Like there was real charm in Heavy Rain. And if I want to really get into a story, it needs to be relatable. But I could look past some of that if there was charm, and I never felt charm in what I played in this. So it lost me, but check it out.
Well, hopefully I'll know more once I play it.
Moving right on to games with gold for May 2018. Xbox One, we've got Super Mega Baseball 2 from the 1st to the 31st. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain from the 16th of May to June 15th. Xbox 360, which remember are playable on the One. Streets of Rage, the 1st through the 15th, and Vanquish, May 16th through the 31st.
Vanquish is the best game on
That's a strong lineup. Super Mega Baseball 2 sounds like a blast because it sounds like cartoony arcade baseball, which is fun. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain was great. So,
not
strong lineup.
You know that.
I don't think you'd hate it as much as you think you would hate it, but I don't think you would love it either. The first 20 minutes of that game are painful. If you can make it through that, though, the game is not that. The first 20 minutes is unbearable for somebody like me, though. Like, I don't understand what's happening. This is not fun. It's just...
good chance I probably
Nothing
wouldn't
makes
like
any
it then.
sense. So we've done something new this month, and you guys let us know if you like it. Podcast@Gamestitch.com or hit us up on Twitter using or @game_stitch. But we've put together a list of the games that are coming to Games Pass.
In case you have forgotten, Sea of Thieves came out just a little bit ago, and we all decided maybe now's a good time to try Games Pass. And it turns out the more we cycle through Games Pass and use it, the more of a phenomenal thing it seems to be. So now we have decided, you know what? This deserves mention.
So hopefully we can continue to do this. It really just depends on how hard this is to find. Right now, Xbox is being like really in your face with here's what we're bringing, here's what we're, So
right.
Life is easy, but who knows? So for Xbox Games Pass coming in May, on the 1st of May, we have The Escapist. A lot of fun. Homefront: The Revolution.
Not so much.
Overcooked, which is a blast if you have people to play with. Pro Evolution Soccer 2018.
Good soccer game if you look for
Sonic
soccer.
and Knuckles. And Unmechanical Extended.
I have no idea.
That's coming on May 1st. May 10th, we have Laser League, which is probably not as good as it sounds.
No, it does sound.
It sounds really good, but it's
doesn't
probably
it?
not.
It sounds great.
And then the 22nd of May, like we talked about earlier, State of Decay 2.
State of Decay.
So those are your additions. Also, when we were talking about what we played, I left out Hunter Call of the Wild, which I played as part of Games Pass.
Gosh. As part of Games Pass.
Probably the better hunting game of the two when we're talking hunting simulator versus that. But damn hard. Like, I still haven't killed anything.
It's because you're not a hunter, bro.
I mean, I think I am, though.
But, what you think?
I've shot stuff. I just can't find it. I don't know if the coyotes are getting it or what.
You're not a good tracker.
The game sounds awesome. Like rain, sounds like it's really raining.
I might try
ambient noises are incredible in that game.
And it's better than Hunting Simulator? You think it's a better choice?
It depends what you want to do. If you want to like kill stuff in a giant open world, this is probably not you. It's more of a hunting simulator than Hunting Simulator is.
Okay.
If you play like solo though, there's like some neat like Dukes of Hazzard style like narration going on. Yeah.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Like some never take the shot before
that.
you're ready. Like one of those things. And I kind of like that too. So, we're going to move on to the story, but don't worry. More lists on the way. More lists incoming.
That's right. We have more lists for you.
The PS4 has released some new sales reports, some new data, and it turns out that they have sold 79 million units. It's a lot of units.
That's just about more than the PS3.
That's 1 million units away from what the PS3 did.
Yep.
That's not very much. That is insane.
That's an incredible amount.
Yeah, that is crazy. They sold 2.5 million units during the last quarter. So
yeah, and Sony, along with this, they actually gave us some stats. So it's just kind of a list.
Sort of listy.
See? we got a list of stats here. Let's see. Their Game and Network Services division increased 18% for the quarter. A large part, they say, for this is because of an increase in PS4 software sales, which was up 52 million units from 50.6 million during the same period last year. A major reason for this was digital sales. 43% of games sold were digital this year, as opposed to 37% last year. And they also made a note of an increase in PlayStation. PlayStation Plus went up, as if that was possible. As of March 31st, it had 34.2 million members. Same time last year, it had 26.4, and 20 the year before. So there's everything they're looking to do Sony is steadily increasing in. They are moving on up.
I mean, with God of War coming out, you can already congratulate the PS4 on bypassing the PS3. We don't have the data on it, but they moved 1 million units.
No doubt. But these are some pretty significant growth numbers considering how long the PS4 has been
They're
around.
growing 6 million PSN users a year. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy talk. They have
especially this far into the
they've
life
done
cycle.
Everything right. Their first party games kick ass.
That's where
they're so good.
They're doing things right. That's where they're doing things right.
I mean, I know people who are diehard Xbox fans, and I'm not want to get in this pissing match because I don't care. You love what you love. But even some of those people are like, you know what? Like, I kind of want to play God of War and Infamous and Gran Turismo. You know, I'm kind of getting worn down on not playing those games.
Yeah, well, part of that is because they want something.
They don't have anything to distract
to play.
Right, there is nothing to pull you away. One list that I spared this month was the MPD data, which showed Sea of Thieves #2 for last month, and I mean it shows you how thirsty everyone is for. You know, it's because Games Pass is a thing, but how thirsty everyone was for something new on Xbox because Sea of Thieves is not a game for everyone. So to make #2 overall, it just kind of shows you,
a big deal.
People on Xbox want something to play. But it's like any time something comes out for PS4, it's like they're getting more and more irritated that they don't have something to play.
Well, part of that is Sony is not only putting out first-party games more regularly, but they're always great. To me, their development, their scheduling, their planning has shown to be, better than just about everyone else's cycle because they are putting out consistently a game pretty much every 6 months, sometimes more often, and they are good, if not great.
They're full on cocky right now, and I think it started kind of the cycle with Horizon, lifting the embargo early. God of War's embargo lifted a week early. They just put a demo out for Detroit. Like they're full on cocky about the games they're putting out, and you still have Dreams this year, and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is coming out this year.
We know that. What's the Days Gone has been delayed again, so who knows when we'll see that. And I think that's because game is not it's not great yet.
Yeah, and that's the thing but because they have so many, they have so much going on, and they have so much good stuff going on, they can afford to back up Days Gone. There's no reason to put it out just to get a game out. And sometimes I think that's what you're seeing with some of these others. I mean, when, what's the one game that, Microsoft released with the girl in the wasteland with the robots?
Recore?
Recore. Recore had some real problems when it first came out, but they had to get a game out. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that Sony's really taking care of business this time around.
I agree. I mean, this is what happens when you make good games. And if you need more proof, Nintendo also released their sales data, their earnings report. And another list. The Switch has now sold 17.79 million units, which is incredible. That's a year. That's in 1 year they moved.
It's not quite a year. It's actually just short of a year.
Well, it came out in
May.
No, it came out in March.
You're talking worldwide?
The Switch came out in March.
Was it March
came
or
out in
May?
March.
I thought it was May.
Yeah.
Yes,
so in a year's time, they basically did 17.79 million units as of March 31st, and 68.97 million in software, which is crazy.
Good little pocket full of
Not
money
bad,
right?
They also added in this report that they expected to move 20 million units this year. So they're still being bullish with that, and I think that they have a good shot to do it. especially when you know that there is a new Smash Bros. on its
Well, there is, but they also remember there was a shortage for the first 2-3 months. That they've since taken care of that, so yeah, they will. I think it's pretty obvious they'll step up.
One thing I thought that they did that was pretty cool was showing kind of the breakdown of how they got there as far as their units sold for games. So now it's list time, which I like a good list. Starting with the Switch, Super Mario Odyssey topping the list at 10.41 million units sold, which is pretty incredible. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 9.22 million. Zelda Breath of the Wild, 8.48 million. Splatoon 2, 6.02 million. 1-2 Switch, 2.29 million. There's a pretty good fall off for the first time. ARMS, 1.85 million. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, 1.31 million. And Kirby Star Allies, 1.26 million. It's a pretty incredible list.
A lot of brand recognition on that list for the top spots.
Absolutely. Mario, Zelda, Splatoon,
which we know Nintendo does.
It is what they do.
No surprises. They also released the 3DS here. Topping the list was Mario Kart 7 at 7.04 million.
17.04.
Sorry, is that what I said? Oh,
you shorted on 10 million copies.
17.04 million. Pokemon XY at 16.29 million. Pokemon Sun Moon, 16.10 million. Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, 14.06 million. So Pokemon games, they're sitting pretty close. New Super Mario Bros. 2 at 12.61 mil. Super Mario 3D Land, 11.96 mil. Animal Crossing New Leaf, 11.69 million. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS, 9.24 million. Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, 7.51 million. And Tamagotchi Life, 6.2 million.
That list is crazy.
A lot of Pokemon on there.
Strong.
A lot of Pokemon on there.
Very much so. Strong Pokemon showing on the 3DS list. Additionally, they also announced that President Tatsumi Kimishima, probably got that all wrong, who took over after Iwata passed away, will retire on June 28th. It's kind of unexpected, but based off the success, my understanding is this has nothing to do with anything that's happened since. Like, he has righted that ship.
No, he's just old and doesn't want to work anymore. Yeah. I get it. And
that seems to be what this is. He'll be replaced by Shuntaro Furukawa.
Furukawa,
who has previously held high-level titles across marketing and corporate planning, among other things. And here's the kicker, and maybe the most exciting thing about all of this: he's only 46 years old.
He's a young
Nintendo
dude.
loves to put old asses in the role.
Not
he's
anymore.
Young, and by all accounts, I guess I should say young. For Nintendo running shit, he's old, or he's young. And that's exciting to me because...
And he might be a little more tuned into the youth culture, maybe. It might be what they're hoping.
Mm-hmm. He joined Nintendo back in 1994.
Good Lord. Right out of high school. No. Right out of college.
And then current Nintendo of Europe president, Satoru Shibata, has also stepped down from his role to take on a senior position at the headquarters in Japan. They have not yet announced a replacement for him. A lot of moves.
Nope. Yeah.
A lot of shaking, moving and shaking at Nintendo HQ.
Nintendo's trying to keep themselves, in the know, in the loop.
They're getting us, trying to get that tween money. Bringing that 46-year-old in to tell them what the kids like.
You got a thing for tweens this week. You mentioned tweens a lot this week.
That's where all the money's at. That's why.
That tween
market is where all the money's at.
The tween market is where all the money's at.
If you want money, you got to tap into that tween market. That's how all the YouTube stars do it. It's not the adults.
Yeah. No, I know.
It's the tweens.
So what's tweens? Are they like 8 to 12?
Yeah, I think so. Right before you get to a teenager.
Is that right?
You're in between the tweens. In between the teens.
But I know. I understand in between I understand the in-between part, but I don't understand where it starts. That's the part. Is it 10? Is it 8? Is it 5?
I think it's more of an attitude than an age.
Gotcha.
It's when you're acting like a teenager, but you're not there yet.
It's like WWE.
Yeah, exactly.
Era.
It's just like that, the tween era.
Got it.
Wolfenstein 2 finally gets a release date for Switch. I'll put the story on here for a couple different reasons. To tell you that the port is coming June 29th, and that it's a complete uncensored port of the game, which I think is smart.
Yes.
How do you feel like it'll be on a Switch?
Well, I don't know enough about the Switch. Doom apparently played fairly well on Switch. Everything ported over as far as controls went. I don't think you'll have a problem with Wolfenstein, and it's got an incredible story. So, if you're into first-person shooters, there's no reason not to pick up the new Colossus when it comes out at all.
This port, since you brought it up, is also handled by Panic Button, the same studio who did do Doom for the Switch. So.
Right, and by all accounts, it works just fine.
Now, without me playing this game, I'm going to assume that you should play this with a controller.
Probably.
So probably Pro Controller or use your Joy-Con in the grip and put this on the TV, probably.
I just don't know how the first person... I've never... Like I said, I messed with the Switch, very minimally. I don't know how its controls translate to first-person shooters. I've never played one on it. But most people who have played them are used to playing with a controller, so I would step over to that.
So if you're interested, check that out. June 29th, not that far away.
No.
5 years later, they're coming out with a new version of Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's not a new version.
It's a new retail version.
It's a new retail version. It's not a new version.
It's a new retail version. Almost 5 years and 90 million copies shipped later. Grand Theft Auto 5 was released in 2013. They're now going to offer a new version, the GTA 5 Premium Online Edition.
Mm-hmm.
It's the main game and up-to-date version of GTA Online and the Criminal Enterprises Starter Pack. The pack comes with 1 million GTA bucks, along with things like property, weapons, vehicles, businesses to help you get off the ground and your criminal empire running. If you already have the game, you can get the starter pack itself for $40. But if you don't have the game, you can pick up the whole pack for $85. And this is probably good for 10 million more copies.
Probably.
Insane.
I wonder if people pick it up just for the stuff. Could happen.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting enough. You see them, they do these where you get a shark card and the game, and people just keep buying it over and over because it's cheaper than buying just the shark card. And they give the game to somebody, or however they do it. But I don't know in this case, because I don't think it is, because you can buy that pack for $40 by itself.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? Last story almost has nothing to do with video games.
But it's super important.
It is super important. Amazon is raising the price of Prime.
Everybody's losing their minds until you tell them just not to get Prime. And then they go, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
Hold up now.
So the price change goes into effect for new subscribers on May 11th, while existing Prime subscribers will have to pay the 20% increase starting June 16th. So it's going from 100 to 120. And you're right. Internet is afire over this news.
Until you tell them.
To just drop Prime then. And everybody's like, calm down. No one's dropping Prime.
Yeah, well, no, hold on. You don't understand. I need Prime.
So
to which I say, you're right. You don't understand that that's how basic capitalism works.
Right.
You need it. You'll pay for it. They'll charge more for it. And you'll still buy it. Welcome to
the
America.
last time they changed the price of Prime was 2014, and they went from $80 to $100. Think about how Prime has changed from 2014 till today.
Right.
Back then you were getting it for shipping.
Didn't they have music then?
Maybe,
too?
But it was a shell of what it is now.
Oh, video was too.
everyone's upset, but it's 4 years later. Think of everything they've added. Just in Twitch Prime alone, you're getting enough value to make up the $20. You're probably getting that in a month with the games they're giving you. Not to mention the $5 subscription they give you every month you could give away, and the music, the video, the stuff they do with Prime members only be able to get in certain things. Certain things you can only order if you're a Prime member.
There's certain things you can only order. You have access to they have a clothing box style thing. They've a food thing, a pet. They've got all the boxes. You just have to look
Prime
for this
Now,
stuff.
Fresh, all that stuff that you get access to.
There's tons of stuff that you're getting for your $120. And to be honest, $120, as much as I used to order from Amazon, I haven't in a while. I will be again. Because right now I'm just coming out of hibernation because I hate winter and it makes me want to murder people. But I'll start using it again, and I would pay $120 just for Prime Video, Prime Music, and the shipping.
Yeah, I agree. One big project they are working on, a new Lord of the Rings series for Amazon Prime.
Yes.
They're reportedly spending $1 billion to produce the show. And you're probably thinking that sounds like a lot, but you need to remember the giant that is Amazon. They pulled in $51 billion in revenue over the past 3 months, with that $1.6 billion of that being pure profit.
Yeah. So
they're okay.
Yeah, basically that's like you or me buying a candy bar.
They're okay. They can produce Lord of the Rings for $1 billion and still have made money in the last 3 months.
All right.
So, like we just said, if you don't like it, then drop Prime, but you won't do that.
No, you will not.
It is worth $120. If you do it month by month, it's actually $150, I think. So it's still cheaper than that. That's it for the news. Wish I had more lists to go through.
We need more lists. I don't think we had enough.
Yeah, that wasn't listy enough.
Not enough lists.
That's what we do, though. We bring you the hard-hitting data.
In
list form. You're welcome, listers.
Listers. See, you played on listeners there. I like that. Yeah,
now it's time for my newest, oldest favorite, Brought from the Dead segment. Resurrected, arose from the ashes like a phoenix.
Oh.
You like that? Is that too much?
No, I like it. And it kind of ties into mine.
It's time for Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past and we tell you about a game we love. And we hope that you'll either watch videos, or if you have it, maybe you'll pop it back in and relive that love that we have for it. And this week, it's your turn.
It is my turn. And in the spirit of the recent release of God of War, I decided that this week's Gone But Not Forgotten should be God of War 2. God of War 2 is obviously the second game in the PS4 series, but I believe it's the fifth game overall in the series, sixth game. I can't remember because there was some on Vita, whatever. It was released March 13th, 2007 for the PlayStation 2. By all accounts, this is before the new one released. This was the best God of War game. That, like a lot of things, they did some experimentation and tried some things in the first one, and then they perfected them for the second one. Then in the third one, they kind of went overboard with it. That's a pretty consistent thing that we see at this time in video games. But it continues the story of Kratos, where he is betrayed by Zeus and basically sent to hell. He has to escape. He gets out of hell thanks to, I can't remember who it was. Somebody pulled him out of hell. The Titan Gaia, I believe it was. That's who it was. Yeah. And he is basically tasked with killing Zeus. So he goes on the rampage, does his revenge thing, and takes out a bunch of gods along the way. He's finally going to kill Zeus, and instead decides to unleash the Titans, who Zeus killed. So it's a whole convoluted Greek mythological story that I can't pronounce all the names. There's Theseus, there's Perseus, there's Mercurius, there's all the different Titans. It was huge. I remember the boss fights in this game were really the next step
epic
up.
over the top, amazing.
The boss fights are they were so amazing.
And if I'm remembering correctly, this was Cory Barlog also.
I believe this was the last one Cory Barlog did. I don't think he was on 3. I think he left after the second one. And
David Jaffe did the first one.
David Jaffe did, but Cory Barlog was involved.
Yeah, but it was David Jaffe's game. David Jaffe joint.
A David Jaffe joint.
Then Cory Barlog. Then he left, when did his thing, and then how has come back home.
And now he's come back for full circle. But by all accounts, God of War is the best God of War game out there. The new God of War may overtake it, but up until that point, this was considered to be the best. It had perfected everything. It had upped the story just a little bit before it made it just convoluted enough for you to want to keep going. The third one kind of just twisted everything around, dumped it on its head. You had no clue what the fuck was going on the whole time. So, for that reason, particularly as much as we've been talking about God of War, and as much as I've seen people on my friends list playing it, I think if you're a fan of it and you haven't visited it, you need to revisit God of War 2. I think that's the one that's going to give you the best idea of, and that's pretty much going to cover the things you need to know for what's going on in the new God of War as well, story-wise, because this is an extension, new one. So, anyway, 2007, Santa Monica Studio.
Just remember, though, not your Papa Kratos.
It is not Papa Kratos.
Yeah, it's not. If this is your first glimpse at Kratos, brace yourself if you go back.
Yeah, because what you're getting here is nice guy Kratos.
Yeah. If you haven't gone but not forgotten for us, make sure you hit us up on Twitter at @game_stitch using the hashtag GBNF and tell us about yours, and we'll read it on the show. God of War 2 for the PS2. It's been remastered a million times, too.
Oh yeah, it's been remastered.
It's just a lot of Kratos going, Zeus! Ares! It's just a lot of that. Not a happy guy back then.
He's not a happy guy now.
Boy. Gather your things.
Boy.
Yeah, I like boy.
Boy.
I like the way he yells it.
Read it, boy. That's my favorite.
Because he doesn't want him to know he's a big dumb and can't read it.
Right.
Yeah, we hinted around last week, but Kratos is a big dumb.
Boy, what does it say?
He gets upset. Now it's time for shout-outs. Remember, if you want to shout out, all you have to do is support us at the $10 tier over at patreon.com. And each week on this show, you get a shout-out. If you don't give us a shout-out, then we give you one because you earned it. It's yours, and we want you to have your time. This week, we've got 2 shout-outs. I'm going to go with the first one because I actually have the first one, and it ties into all we've talked about. Coming over from Garrett. Garrett sent me a message this week saying, God of War is amazing. The relationship between Kratos and Boy, which is great. Reminds me of Batman and Robin, the newest Robin, Damian, his son. I love this game.
I'm with you.
He sent that to me like right after he started playing, I think, for the most part. So you could tell that he was amped up.
Yeah. Yeah, he might be through it. I think he's through it, if I remember correctly.
Could be.
I think he's finished it, and he really.
He sent that to me like right after last week's show, like maybe even like an hour after we recorded or something.
It is.
Yeah. So
really.
that shout out was actually for kind of like a week ago, but
that was timely.
I didn't have it, so when we recorded last week,
bringing you
hard hitting current news. The Game Data Show featuring lists.
The Video Game Data Show.
But that is Garrett's shout out. We also have a shout out from Thomas.
We do have a shout out from Thomas. Thomas is short and sweet. He's a little bit bitter. Thomas's shout out this week is HughesNet. Get your shit together.
There's some backstory behind this one.
There is. We played one night and he was having some issues with his internet. He was under the impression that he was going to have super fast internet, and then it turned out they couldn't come out to his area, so he had to settle, which he did not want to do, and proceeded to pretty much cuss those people out because I don't think he's happy.
Well, it's very frustrating. I mean, we wanted to all play together, and it just wasn't happening. Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, yeah, I get it.
We were trying to get deep into some Rocket League, and it wasn't happening. So it wouldn't even.
And it is unfortunate. I mean, it sucks.
It is. So it's crazy to say, but like internet is one of those things where
once you have it and you've had it, you don't think about.
You almost have to like look into that when buying or building, which he did. And so I can't imagine. So I actually have another friend who had almost the exact same situation happen, where he called AT&T and said, "Hey, can I get service there?" And they were like, "Absolutely, you can." And then he bought the house, moved in, got everything ready, and called them, and they said, "Oh, you actually can't." So, like, almost same exact situation, and I actually think he goes without internet, just out of principle.
Because he's not using Hughes.
And I can't imagine a world in which I didn't have internet, or I had shitty internet.
I think that's what I think my brother has Hughes.net. He doesn't do much.
As long as you're using it for like internet things, but you're not really streaming or Netflixing hard or any of that.
Right. You're okay. HughesNet is pretty much strictly for the transfer of small data.
Like you can check your Facebook and eBay and Amazon and
in a non-continuous sentiment.
Thanks for the shout outs, fellas.
So,
Patreon.com/Gamestitch. Remember, $10 tier gets you a shout out every week. Follow us on the social medias, and I'm going to give you a reason why. So, first off, pat on the back for me. I got active once this week on Twitter, which is a big deal.
Did. We did. We rolled.
We had a fun.
You'll notice I'm here today.
We had a fun little interaction. You should go check that out. We won't tell you what happened there, but also I'm going to tweet out a picture of the fishing pole that I built. So I will tweet it from the Gamestitch Twitter @game_stitch. So go over there and check out what my fishing pole setup looks like for Labo, and you'll look for that on Sunday. So the day we record this podcast is the day that I will post that. So if you
also, you need to pay attention to not only the Gamestitch Twitter account, but also probably Ryan's and mine's personally. I am at Shirtless Dan. He is at Podcast Ryan. As we stated last week, we are going to be presenting a panel at FC3. And we are still have not been made aware of what our schedule will be exactly. As soon as we do, we're going to put it out via Twitter. So if that's something you're interested in or just want to know about, or if you want to buy a plane ticket to come out all the way to Rochester, New York, or drive, that's fine. You can ride a bike if you want. You can ride in a
snowmobile.
However you get a snowmobile. Probably get you here quickest. Then keep an eye on that so we can give you the time and day that we're scheduled.
So the 29th is when you're going to look for this tweet of the fishing pole. The 29th. That's today.
29th?
So I'm saying if you wait till Tuesday, there may be other things that have been said, but if you scroll back to the 29th, you'll see it.
Not by Ryan.
No, the fact that I got active once is crazy. And most of those are shared on our Twitter. So
I feel like I triggered something in you.
Probably not. That was a fun moment. See, so here's the thing about me is typically I will a couple times a week actually look at the Twitter. I just don't participate. But I saw some shade being thrown that I couldn't allow to go quietly. So check that out at Podcast Ryan at Shirtless Dan. See what happened. You can also follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/Gamestitch. You need to hit that little subscribe and then hit the bell so you know every time we go live. Also, check out all of our old streams. Like, comment, share. So that's what people say. Smash that like button.
We weren't very good. We weren't real good this month.
We got one stream in there, which is the bare minimum that we've promised you, so we still haven't let you down totally, which is a win in my book.
To be fair, we have met our obligations, so
yeah, you're welcome for the one. With just a lot of irons in the fire, though, which is also the correct way to use that. So you're welcome for that too.
Oh, I know. I like what you did there.
Irons in the fire.
Oh,
so
that may or may not be directed at anyone in particular.
No, I'm just saying that's the right way to use that. That's all I'm saying. That's the correct way to use that. Irons in the fire. And some of that stuff you know about. We've talked about it. So some behind the scenes stuff going on, and some other announcements that we have coming up. So plus the panel to prepare for, and just a lot going on.
Yeah, we made ourselves busy somewhere along the way, which is, if you haven't been paying attention, we are the laziest motherfuckers probably around. So being
we're
busy,
for sure the laziest people that have almost been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah, this is like exercising for us, like getting a severe workout.
Mm-hmm. So however you listen, thanks for listening. And if you haven't already, check us out on Dash Radio, the multiplayer channel over there. We'll tweet out an updated schedule, too, for that so that you kind of know when we're live over there. But it's kind of cool because it mixes us with music and other shows and stuff like that. So it's very cool. And if you're listening on Dash, write in, let us know, podcast@gamestitch.com, or using our Twitter @game_stitch.
There's some good stuff on Dash. You should definitely check it out.
While you're on the internets, head over to twitch.tv/GameStitch and give us a little follow on there, because sometimes we go live there. We've been known to go live over there.
We don't ever tell you
because we don't know.
We just boom. We like surprises. We like surprises. Yeah. It's fine. Everybody loves surprises.
Most people do.
They're good surprises, though. They're good
Most
surprises.
People love surprises.
It's not like the dog shit.
Surprise.
Not that kind of surprise.
Your car's been repoed. Surprise. It's not like that. This has been episode 276. Thanks for listening. Thanks for lending us your ears. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Good night.
Good night.